Have you ever felt that you didn't belong in your home country? Are you wondering how to apply for citizenship in Jamaica via a relative? Have you ever considered having more than one passport? Do you want to legally become Jamaican? Well, if you have a parent, grandparent, or great-grandparent from Jamaica, you're entitled to claim a birthright and become a Jamaican citizen by descent. In this video, we will discuss why you should become a Jamaican citizen, the definition of citizenship by descent, what the steps are for applying for citizenship by descent, gathering the required documents, passport photos, meeting one of their consulates, lessons learned from my process, the expected time frame for approval, and more.
The potential is just really a big deal, and I don't take it for granted.
Let's go on a journey towards becoming a Jamaican citizen by descent using my experience as an example. Come back to Jamaica. Am I dating myself? Tee.
Hello, my name is Aisha and I navigate life with cerebral palsy. I'm bringing pieces of Panama to your screen until you can experience it for yourself. Now, let's get started.
If your parents, grandparents, or great-grandparents were Jamaican citizens, you may qualify for citizenship by descent. Jamaica allows for dual citizenship, which means you can become a Jamaican citizen while preserving your existing nationality. That's right. As long as your current country allows for more than one citizenship, you do not have to renounce your current one. That means as a U.S. citizen, you can become a Jamaican one too. Yay! That also means you can have two passports. What do you mean you want to be Jamaican? Why do you want to be a dual citizen if you're American? The Jamaican passport isn't as strong as the one from the U.S. Isn't Jamaica dangerous? Doesn't the U.S. have a travel advisory for that country? There are several reasons to get citizenship in Jamaica. They can be emotional ones, legal, or just because it's a birthright. Let's start with the emotional reasons first. My mom passed away February of 2022, and she always instilled the importance of heritage from an early age. Applying for a second citizenship, I feel like I'm honoring my ancestors by claiming this birthright. I get to connect to an ancestral land, and there's a strong pride in doing that. My grandmother was Panamanian with a Costa Rican mother and a Jamaican father. My grandmother married a Jamaican in New York, which gives me two separate Jamaican lineages that I can apply under: a grandfather and a great-grandfather. Jamaica has always been a part of my identity, and I have fond memories of Jamaica from my numerous visits as a child and as an adult. The food, Lord of mercy, the food. It's one of my favorites, if not my favorite type of food. I can just taste it now. Let's pause here for a second. Being a Black American, I do not take for granted that I know my immediate roots and ancestry. Many of my African American friends do not know their heritage. Because of slavery in the United States, their ancestors weren't even considered to be human. Jamaica, on the other hand, kept baptism records during the time of slavery, and you can research relatives online with greater ease than in the U.S., where they weren't even considered to be human and were considered to be livestock. So knowing where you're from is a privilege, and it's not to be taken for granted. Knowing this can bridge the gap to your roots and your past. It can open the door to a culture that's a part of you. Additionally, it may foster a sense of identity and belonging that you might not feel in your birth country. You can find an identity that suits you. I feel like most parents want their kids to be better off than they were. So if you don't see the importance of getting dual citizenship for yourself, consider it as a gift to those who come behind you, a gift to your lineage. For me, having global options gives me a peace of mind, and having a legal connection to your roots is priceless. You just never know how the world will change. I mean, look at what's happening in the U.S. Okay, so now that we've discussed the emotional and lineage reasons for claiming your birthright, let's discuss some of the legal ones. You legally get to live there. You don't have a time limit on your stay like you would as a tourist. You can work there. You don't have to get a work permit. This can be a great way to give back or contribute to Jamaica. You get to vote. You have access to their healthcare. American healthcare is overrated, and I didn't realize how much it was until I moved to Panama. You're now a member of CARICOM, which is like the European Union but for the Caribbean. The application fee is only $100. I repeat, only $100. I did end up spending a little more than $100 for everything that I needed, but more on that later. Just know that the application fee is $100 if you have all of your paperwork up to date and in order. There are some Caribbean countries that offer citizenship by investment for $100,000, like Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia. 1. You will need your ID like a passport or a national ID card to verify your identity. 2. You will need your birth certificate and it should be an original or certified copy. 3. Then you'll need a birth certificate or birth record, passport or citizenship certificate of your Jamaican parent, grandparent, or great-grandparent. In some cases, you might need a marriage or divorce document and any associated name change documents as well. You might need death certificates and updated copies of Jamaican birth records. I would have all of these documents ready ahead of time so that you don't have to wait to order them like I did. For my process, I put all of my documents in a binder separated by family member. For example, I had tabs for me and my mother, a tab for my grandfather, and then a tab for my great-grandfather. My grandfather was born in 1902 in Westmoreland, and I had a copy of his birth record that was printed in the 1940s. This paper was on its last leg, literally holding on by a thread. I was told by the honorary consul in the Bahamas that Jamaica is now requiring updated copies of birth records, so I had to order one. You can order a copy of updated birth records at the consulate or online. Once you fill out the form, they give you a tracking number so you can see the progress. I ordered mine on November 24th and it was shipped to the Bahamas on December 4th. I paid for expedited processing because I didn't want to wait any longer than I had to. I can be impatient at times. Tee-hee. They state that the normal requests can take up to 6 weeks from what I've read. If you choose to request a copy in person while in Jamaica, it can take around 4 days, but this is subject to change, so plan accordingly. You will need 2 recent-sized passport photos that are authenticated by either a consular office, justice of the peace, a notary, a medical doctor, or an attorney. And oh my gosh, this step was the death of me. Besides looking like a serial killer in my photos, getting the right paper type and photo size proved to be quite challenging. It took me 4 attempts to get it done correctly, 2 times in vain in Panama and twice in the Bahamas, but I got it done. Whew! You can find the application on the following website, which I'll also link in the description below. Once filled out, you can mail it to PICA. That's Jamaica's Passport, Immigration, and Citizenship Agency. You can drop it off in person or go to a consul's office like I did for their expertise, guidance, and assistance. So I flew to the Bahamas from Panama for an appointment with the honorary Jamaican consul to submit my application and associated paperwork. I shed a tear while on the plane while we flew over Jamaica, more specifically Westmoreland, where my grandfather was from. How ironic. So I made an appointment online and arrived almost an hour early for my appointment. They took me right away. This team made me feel at home and in good hands upon entering. They are truly a godsend and I can't thank them enough for helping me on this journey. Side note, it went over my head that honorary consuls are volunteer positions and these types of services are done out of pride for their homeland and provide invaluable service to its people. They are touching and helping many lives, more than I could have ever imagined. If you're using a consulate, be aware that everything might be sent back to that consulate. So my paperwork will be sent to the Bahamas even though I'm in Panama. I paid in advance for them to send my paperwork to me to avoid having to return to the Bahamas just to pick up a document. If you're doing this process in another country like the Bahamas, for example, you will need a bank draft/check addressed to PICA. I had to ask my friend to get one for me since I don't have a bank account in the Bahamas. If you are impatient like me, it might behoove you not to start this process around the Christmas holidays. I went to the Bahamas around Thanksgiving, and I'm not sure if my time frame will be impacted by this or not, as the Christmas holidays were approaching. When taking your passport photos, just pay for them to print them in different sizes like 2x2 and the one listed on their website to avoid making more than one trip, just in case they don't accept one of the sizes. You might want to add an optional cover letter explaining the lineage and your intention for applying for citizenship. The date of this recording is March 10th, and I'm eagerly awaiting to see the outcome.
It's official.
Oh.
The entire process took less than 4 months, which included having to resubmit one document. I met with the Jamaican honorary consul in the Bahamas on November 24th for them to review everything and submit my application. On the same day, we requested a copy of my grandfather's birth record. I paid for everything, including shipping to my mail forwarding address in Florida since I live in Panama. It took less than a week for Jamaica to find my grandfather's birth record, verify it, print it, and ship it to the honorary consul. On March 5th, I received an email from PICA stating that my citizenship application processing was completed and to contact them for the outcome. On March 6th, I emailed the help desk at PICA after I couldn't get through by phone, and they said they would respond within 3 business days, which would be on March 11th. Oh my God, they responded on March 11th. Once you obtain citizenship, you can apply for a passport. You know what that means.
Your first official signature as a Jamaican.
Pardon the interruption. Unlock a world of exclusive content by becoming an Abroadability channel member. We are bringing you behind the scenes of life abroad with unscripted content that doesn't make it into the regular videos. Watch intimate glimpses into my daily life as an expat with cerebral palsy, including doctor's visits, ATM and bank runs, shopping, markets, holidays, and more. All recorded just for you. Welcome to the Abroadability membership family, and thanks to those who have already joined. See you soon behind the scenes of my life as an expat. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking this video, subscribing, or becoming a channel member. See you in the next video.